Americans, what do Europeans have every day that you see as a luxury? 2+ weeks long vacations. I've had to reach to our contact at HQ in Europe for support and have legit been told to ask someone else because he was going to Switzerland skiing for 3 weeks on holiday. But here I am getting nervous about taking more than 3 days off in a row because I don't want to come back to 500+ emails. Here basically everything is closed for 3 weeks during August and 2 weeks during Christmas. I'm talking about offices and such. We just don't give a shit if customers want us, they will have to wait like everyone else. And GT, we just don't give a shit if customers want us, they will have to wait like everyone else. But what will I do if I don't have it now? I need you to do it, so do it somehow. I can't live without it. You can't leave me stuck. He told her, politely. I don't give a fuck. Fun fact. It really happened where I work. I'm in the IT department of my company, so I don't have much interactions with the outside work, but my boss basically told a customer to go fuck herself because she demanded that we had to provide several more marble slabs because her workers, and let me specify that, her workers that she engaged by her decision broke a few slabs and she couldn't finish her bathroom before mid-August. My boss was like, we told you we could provide workers, you did not want us to provide that service. Now we're closing and all of our production crew is on vacation and we can't dig out marble from the quarry because the quarry crew is on vacation. You will wait. Jesus Christ in heaven almighty, I fucking love this. See, people seem to forget that the customer is always right is a misquote. It was never supposed to mean secure the sale at all costs. So when we hear a story like this, where reality crashes down on a customer, it's a real kick. Being able to walk around town with a beer is awesome. Public transportation in non-huge cities is also awesome. Many U.S. cities and especially the smaller towns are getting on board with this. The beer, not the public transportation. Basically every notable city in my state, North Carolina, has adopted social districts for roadies in the past 12 months. Bathroom stalls that actually go to the floor. I don't need to know what shoes the guy taking a shit next to me has on. Even worse. If the bathroom has shiny polished floors, you can basically look the human beside you in the eyes if you're both leaning forward. LMFAO worked at a job site that had those for a couple months and man, the absolute fucking weirdness was beyond me. Don't forget the intentional gaps on the doors. When I'm shitting I like to flex my chest and arms so anyone looking gets a treat. Sorry, missed that, was looking at your penis or crack. Guaranteed 4+ weeks of vacation. And the fact that they are encouraged to take the vacation instead of being made to feel that it's a burden to the employer that you go on vacation. At least here in Italy, you are encouraged to take vacation for a simple reason. It's super duper illegal not to take them. And if you do not take them, you employer may face serious consequences. Vacation requests may only be denied for important organizational reasons. You might need X people trained to do something specific at any time, e.g. in hospitals, and if an alternative vacation plan is proposed by the employer. Meanwhile, the American courts just said that employers can take paid time off from their employees because it's not a part of salary. https://www.reuters.com/legal/litigation/paid-time-off-is-not-part-workers-salary-us-court-rules-2023-03-15/. In Italy, unions are very big. Like the 3 big ones have millions of members and are not job-specific. Each union then is internally subdivided by job categories. They are the best or the most efficient unions by a lot, but being that big means that, if anything like what you link was to happen here, a general national strike could be organized very rapidly. Union is a bad word in the United States, a synonym for socialism, if you will. I work in aviation. I was in a conference call with an FAA representative and pilot union rep. The pilot union representative said, "I don't like unions." The FAA rep agreed. Affordable universities. Our daughter is going to university in Scotland. Our US friends always respond with shock at the luxury of going overseas for school until I tell them it's one half the cost of an equivalent US college. That includes travel expenses. If you're Scottish, it's free. INB4, someone pays for it, because libertarians think pointing out that taxes pay for stuff is an own. Oh, I hate this. Seriously, the entire point of taxes is for greater communal good. They should be crying about pissing away our taxes on the military if they wanna bitch about not getting a return on their investment. Local bakeries with wonderful fair-priced food readily available on their walking commute. Readily available and reliable public transportation. This blew me away traveling in Europe. Doesn't matter where you are, even if it's some middle-of-nowhere farm town, you're never far from a train station and you can just hop a train and go anywhere you want. Would love to have that here, but no, we only have rail links between some major cities, and since I live in a more rural area, I gotta drive 4+ hours everywhere. In Europe, all I had to do was drive 20 minutes to a train station, then just chill on the train for a few hours. It was great. I don't think Europeans realize that in most US states we have no public transportation at all. We aren't saying it's bad. It's non-existent. Forget public transport, most states don't even maintain the roads properly. The US really doesn't like to spend money on infrastructure for some reason. Michigan here. I took out a strut hitting a pothole going 45 miles per hour. If I wouldn't have had a mechanic boyfriend, it was a $800 fix. I also lost my entire alignment by 30 degrees going 30 miles per hour and hitting a pothole. 2 weeks later I lost my entire driveshaft because it turns out my subframe was busted and parallel parking finally broke everything. Yeah, that required a new car. I live in Ohio and our highways are in much better condition. I'm always afraid to mess up my car on 75 going into Michigan. This is only really true for Southern Europe. But cheap wine by the glass, cheap coffee and pastries. Cafes in the US are marketed as very trendy, and if you want a pastry and a coffee, you should be ready to pay like $8 to $10. In most of Italy, Portugal and Spain, you can get coffee and a croissant for like €3. I live in Czech Republic and we can get it for about €2 also. 6 weeks vacation, extra pay just for vacation, at least in Germany, government healthcare. They can travel between different countries in Europe without spending days driving or flying. This is why the hate Americans regularly get for being uncultured or untraveled is so ridiculous. I live in Ireland, at the periphery of Europe, and even from here within 5 hours of flying I can get to about 24 different countries in Europe. Hell, even from where I live within Ireland I probably drive to a few different places like Northern Ireland, Scotland, England or Wales depending on ferry times. In most of the US you can drive for 5 hours and not even get near an international border, sometimes barely even leave the state. On top of that, within the US you can see almost every kind of geographical biome in the world. Not all, of course, but a lot. In Ireland I can only see one kind of climate and that's it. If I want to see deserts, jungles, forests, lava fields or anything like that, I need to travel quite a distance to other countries to see them, so the incentive for me to travel widely is far greater than that for an American. It's honestly such an underrated part of living in the EU, being able to freely travel to about 25 or so different countries with minimum hassle at the drop of a hat. It's absolutely awesome. Cries in Canadian after driving 12 hours to cross half of a province. Yeah, but half of that is trying to get through Toronto in rush hour. The drive from the bottom of California to the top is a 14-hour drive. The US is just incredibly huge. There is also enormous swaths of land without a human living anywhere all over the country. Bread that doesn't have the sugar content of cake. And to be honest, all the unprocessed food. Healthcare they can afford. It's fucked up to see affordable healthcare as a luxury. I mean, what the fuck you guys paying tax for? The military. While I've always appreciated the humor with this joke, it's important to realize the terrible truth as well. While we do spend lots on the military, we also spend more public dollars per capita than any other country on healthcare, and private dollars per capita obviously. That is to say, we spend huge amounts on military and healthcare both. But at least our military is actually effective. https://stats.oecd.org/index.aspx?dataset code equals SHA. Corporate bailouts and the best healthcare money can buy for our elected officials? Healthcare. Life-work balance. Walkable communities. Great train service. Vacation. My husband, we're Canadian, did his postdoc in Finland. When he was signing his contract they said, "You'll get 6 weeks paid vacation and you have to take it."